What's going on, guys? My name is Mark, and this is Language Come Up, a channel where I come up and you do too. So, I didn't think I was going to make a 2021 goals video, but I was thinking about it, and I think it would be nice to talk about it a little bit. So, 2021, one of the few things that it was good for was language learning, and it was a really crucial year for me for that, and I talked a little bit about that in my last video. Um, but 2021 is here, and all right, well, let's get into it. So, this year for me, I think is make or break as far as my Russian is concerned. I think it's a completely crucial year. So, I achieved to what I would say is an A2. You know, I can communicate in this language, of course, with a bunch of errors, but um, if I don't go to Russia this year, which if I can, maybe I'll go in August to celebrate my birthday, then for sure I'll go next year. And I really just want to go hard on it. I would say 3 hours a day of active study. So basically, just to get that habit in me, when I first started 2 years ago, I started at literally 25 minutes, and I did that for like 5 months. Then it went up to like an hour. Then eventually, it got to like 2 hours, and we're talking active study. Last year, I did a lot of passive listening as well, and of course, that's just what I do now. Um, so, man, I think that 2 hours active is, I think, pretty nice, But I think 3 hours, if you can do that, or try to aim for that as your goal. Well, I'm speaking for me. Like you can make serious progress in a language like that. And since I have my eye on the prize to go to Russia, it's just like, you know, it's like I see the final 100 meters, and I'm just running towards that, and I would like to go there with as nice of a level as possible. So basically, yeah, just keep the listening, the reading going, get into some more interesting stuff. Um, Start understanding, well, like keep on making native speech more understandable by exposure, and of course comprehensible input. Keep doing that while listening to that lots of Russian. All right, so yeah, so in the last couple months, you know, I've been doing Russian, but it wasn't like such a structured thing as it was like how I was doing it in the earlier to mid part of the year. So I really need to get back on that, just my schedule or my routine. I'm at my happiest when I'm doing that. But fortunately, I haven't been able to get so down on myself because for the most part I'm still doing a decent amounts, even if it's just like say an hour and a half. I know that there's progress to be made even at that level, but of course I want to be making progress much quicker. Um, I'm more concerned with time spent with the language as a goal as opposed to, let's say, oh, I need to be at B1. If we're being honest, by the end of the year or like that, I would like to be at a solid B1, but I think that will come due to just with exposure of the language, and keep doing um, my classes, my Italki classes. Um, I would like to get back at 3 classes a week. I've been doing 2 for a long time, but before that I was doing 3. Uh, get back at that, so the constant in exposure and the outputs, um, just the availability of doing 3 times output a week while getting a good amount of input, I think is a recipe for success. So at the end of this year, I really want to mm, speak Russian at a respectable level and not make a disgusting amount of mistakes. So um, it's going to be a very exciting year in terms of that. And I know I got to step on the pedal soon because, you know, time really does fly. And if you're not conscious of it, it just goes like that. And you're like, 3, 4 months have passed. What have I accomplished? So I know I need to get back on this train. As far as my Spanish, I want to basically, you know, ideally for me, I would be doing an hour of Spanish a day. And towards the second part of last year, I was able to do that. Um, in 2018, I was still taking Italki classes, like only once a week, because I lived in Mexico. I had a Spanish speaking girlfriend, so um, in 2020, I didn't have that. Having a girlfriend did help, but now that I don't have one, um, well, especially like in the last month, I've literally spoken zero Spanish, and it's the same thing that I was just talking about. If I don't have a clear idea of what I want to be doing, or actually doing something, then a lot of time can pass, and my Spanish is just going to go downhill. I'm not so worried about it at this point. It's only been a month. Um, you know, Life happens, but I also need to be conscious of that as well. Um, I kind of have the idea at the beginning of 2022 just to like kind of reverse roles and to go really hard on Spanish and just like kind of have Russian take the role that Spanish has now because um, more than likely I'll be going back to the States next year, and I think that's a good way for me to start to reincorporate myself back into, let's say, American society. Would be just get a job as a Spanish English translator, or excuse me, interpreter. For example, like say at a hospital. So this year I want to just continue to make progress in my Spanish, but not needing to, gradual progress, but without needing to spend massive amounts of time. But let's say in my last 3 months, 3 near 4 months, just really, really go hard on Spanish and be ready for when I go back, and if I need to do interviews or all that, I can be, tip top with my Spanish. So basically, it's about incorporating these goals. I have a lot of other goals as well, health goals, saving goals, like cleaning goals, like, I'm really trying to, educational goals, goals with my channel. I'm really trying to be a well-rounded person, but you know, languages are just such an important part of my life. So um, that's basically it, guys. So I'm really optimistic about this year. Very excited. Um, what are your language goals for this year? Please write in the comments and like and subscribe. We'll see you next time, and have a good one.